You're watching Fugitive Redeye, and welcome to another episode of Redeye Raw. And don't worry, the full beard will be coming back. I fucked up trimming it the other day, so I just took it down to a goatee for now. I have had the goatee before, but I haven't showed it on camera, but I will be growing out the sides again at some point, and letting it grow out, so don't worry about that. This is just an easier fix than having a big bald spot right here, because I fucked up and shaved too low when I was trimming it. But anyway, start off today, I'm going to take a second before I get to the main subject just to talk about a few smaller things. Sort of in the vein that I used to do with Random Thoughts. In fact, this basically is the new version of Random Thoughts after all. So, I haven't done any Red Dwarf news in a while, but they actually are doing a TV special that's going to be like, I can't remember if it's 1 hour or 2 hours long. It might be an hour and a half. I'd have to look it up, but yeah. They already did the filming on that, and apparently it's going to air this year, so I'm really excited for that. More Red Dwarf is always good. I might do a dedicated video later on talking about everything we know so far about it, because I used to do Red Dwarf news all the time leading up to seasons 11 and 12. I've also been watching Bobobo. I have the Volume 1 DVD set, which has the first 4 episodes, but I just found out Discotek actually just barely re-released like the entire series on Blu-ray. And if you don't know, that series has never had a full US release before, so that's really cool. I'm going to be buying that probably next paycheck because I gotta get that. Bobobo is a great show if you've never seen it. Now on to the piece de resistance, or I guess it's not really that special, but on to the main meat and potatoes of this video, as I often say. Today I'm talking about annoying YouTube trends, specifically trends that creators that I enjoy tend to fall under. By no means is this to to say that I no longer like these creators. In fact, some of them have ended up better off because of this, but as a whole, these trends kind of annoy me. So the first trend I'd like to talk about today is live streaming. And there's nothing wrong with live streaming. I do it myself. Well, I haven't for a minute, but I will again at some point, and I have before for sure. And plenty of people do live streams that I enjoy. The problem is when someone does like short form edited videos and then they switch to doing exclusively like 4 to 5 hour live streams. I don't got the patience for all that. Like, so, to be fair, with some creators, I think it has worked out for the best. Deadwing Dork, I watch his entire streams every time. But, you know, then you get Coppercab, who used to have really great, like, funny, small little videos. Coppercab's a character, if you guys can't tell. It's very obvious, but yeah. Like, that's the whole thing with Coppercab, is he's satirical. He'll never admit that, because that's part of the ruse. Although he did admit it once on Twitter, but quickly deleted that. But of course, now he has, of course, an excuse for that in character. He made that skit up to impress a girl's dad. I love Coppercab, though. Especially his older stuff. Like, his older, like, skits were pretty funny. Because the whole point is this character that just gets angry and outraged at everything. But lately he's just done live streams, which have been pretty entertaining, but not as entertaining as his old stuff. I know Billy the Fridge did it, and Billy the Fridge kind of stopped being entertaining after a while anyway. But he used to do somewhat funny videos, and then he switched to just doing long-ass live streams that bored the hell out of me. Because at least Coppercab's live streams are still entertaining. He's still in character for the most part. Like, he shows a little bit more of his real self, but yeah. And Deadwing Dork, I honestly think, is better off with the streams, although I do still like his short-form videos that he still does occasionally. But other than that, let's move on to the next trend I don't like. Weird censorship. Like, granted, this isn't necessarily the fault of the people themselves, it's because of YouTube's monetization algorithm. They will spell out certain words. They won't say sexual, they won't say, like, anything involving that area of stuff. Like, when they talk about, like, harassment, they'll say a certain type of harassment instead of just saying sexual harassment. And they'll spell out words, or they'll make up other words. Like, there was literally shit that I saw from people that I like people that I watch, and I didn't know what they were talking about because they had to censor the title. Because it could have been a couple of different things, and it took me reading other things by other people to figure out what the fuck they were talking about. Or, like, every now and then I've listened to some of those Reddit stories. Yeah, I know, those channels are fucking garbage, no fucking effort channels, but I listen to them sometimes when I'm at work because it makes the time pass by. And I can't be reading my phone the whole time while I'm at work. But if I listen to some of those Ask Reddit stories, you know, in my ear, that's fine. So that's a good use for those channels, even though they're very low effort and they basically, you know, just steal Reddit stories and read them out with a text-to-speech voice. But they do that censorship thing in a very annoying way. There was literally a time when they said wax instead of sex, and I've heard it say duck instead of fuck. I mean, that one I've gotten used to. But then there's other stuff that I'm just like, I don't know what the hell they're talking about unless I pull it out and fucking read what it says. I had to double check. I mean, I think we'd all agree wax trafficking is a very bad thing, but, you know, Certainly something that I wasn't as familiar with as other kinds of trafficking. But yeah, those are just a couple of things that kind of been annoying me that some creators I still like have done, and I don't hold it against them. Here I go being healthy, but it's it's not something that I hold against them per se. You know, I mean, they got to adapt if they want to get monetized. I've never been monetized, nor do I think I ever will be. And even if I ever am, I'm never going to change what I do to stay that way. So again, I probably won't even try, but you never know. You never know. If I ever got enough that I could be making some money off this, I might have done it. But I would never change my stuff to be tailored to do that because I never intend to make this a job. And besides that, I still don't have enough subscribers for that to even be viable yet. You have to have 1,000 subscribers to even do that. You know, I've heard a lot of misconceptions about that kind of stuff, though, to be fair. Like, I've heard people say that you need 1,000 subscribers to have custom thumbnails. No, you fucking don't. I do it all the time. What are you talking about? Or I've heard people say you need 1,000 subscribers to live stream, which, no, you fucking don't. I've done that plenty of times myself. So, you have to be verified. You have to verify your account with a phone number. Like, that's the only requirement, really. Unless they've changed it and they just grandfathered me in because I had it. Which I guess maybe that's possible. A lot of people I watch also don't, like, show clips of what they're talking about anymore because a lot of the companies, like, I watch a lot of commentary on certain anime companies, and apparently they've been really copyright strike happy, so a lot of people I watch about it won't actually show the clips on YouTube. So that's kind of an annoying trend, but again, that's not really their fault. That's because these companies get kind of crazy with that. I just hate it when, like, they have to butcher what they're saying. Like, granted, I almost did that with my, my Facts in the Late 30s episode, which is the only episode I've done of it so far. But, like, if you guys remember, that briefly got a strike before YouTube actually removed it. They actually came through. When I appealed it, they're like, oh, yeah, that's fine. Then they put it back up. I almost made another version of that replaced several keywords. Like, I was replacing Hitler with a certain German general or something like that, or German leader. And I replaced the word Führer with fancy word for leader. I replaced Nazi with bad boys, and Nazi party with bad boys club. Like, I actually re-edited a new version of it that I didn't upload because YouTube gave me the appeal, and I was so happy about that. For World War II, I said the second big battle across the world or some shit like that. Like, it was very obvious and kind of tongue-in-cheek. Like, for instance, I replaced Jew with bagel. Yeah. But yeah, some of these things can be kind of frustrating. But that's really all I have to say about that. Anyway, talk to you later.